Hello, anybody who's there and anybody who's joining as I speak. Do say hello as you arrive, and anybody who watches this later on as well. Welcome. Anyone who doesn't know me, my name is Vicky from Yoga, and on Mondays I do Yin Yang Yoga. So this is a form where we're bringing two different styles of yoga, approaches to yoga together. So the Yang form, we call it, which is more passive, focused on the muscles, and the Yin, more active, focused on the muscles, and the Yin, which is passive and still, with the idea being that we're bringing the two forms together for balance. So this week my theme is yoga for PMS. Today we're doing Yin Yang Yoga for cramps, but this will also be focused on lower back and pelvic pain as well. So even if it isn't related to, even if you don't particularly have these problems when you are menstruating, if you have issues in this region, it can also be helpful for you. On Wednesday evening, Yin Yoga will be specific to mood swings, to balancing your emotions. And Thursday's class is bringing everything together, Yin Yoga for PMS, so pain and discomfort in this area, also mood swings, emotions, but other symptoms, for example, headaches, lack of energy, and maybe sleep problems as well. So that's Thursday's class. I can see Linda there, and I'm not sure who the second person is, but hi, do say hello, and we're going to start. So, we will begin actually by the wall. Hi Linda, by the wall if you've got access to a wall. If not, then just sit down on the mat and I will give you an alternative. So if you are by a wall, you might want to put something on the floor. And basically what we're going to do to start with is we're going to put the legs up the wall. If you don't, it's a bit not so easy to go to a wall, then what I suggest as an alternative is just to fold over your straight legs, bending the knees a little if there's too much tension in the back. But if you have a wall, then a good way to get in is to bend the knees, feet on the floor, and then just kind of smooth round elegantly. So there is a theory, some people think that is true, other people don't, that you should avoid inversions when you have your period. I'm going to leave this up to you, but I would suggest not having, basically an inversion is when your hips are higher than your head. So in this case what we're doing actually is we're aiming to keep the pelvis on the floor. The bum doesn't need to be right next to the wall necessarily, as long as our legs are up. This is the main thing. So when you're here, we're just going to stay here for a few minutes. I want you to close your eyes. And now if you do have issues related to PMS or not, in the stomach region, be that cramps or perhaps digestive issues, or the lower back, or the hips, if any of those areas you have any kind of issue in, I want you to put your hands, just rest your hands on that area. So for me, it's more lower back. So I'm going to put my hands on my lower back. So what we're doing here, this is considered to be probably the most relaxing yoga pose. Some people use this as an alternative to Shavasana, and what we're doing here basically is the blood is running down the legs from the feet to the pelvic region. So we're encouraging the circulation to the hips, to the pelvic region, to the lower back, to the belly. To try and assist in better functioning and potentially less pain in this area. Keep the body relaxed. And notice the warmth of the hands on whatever area that you're touching. And notice where you're breathing from here. Are you breathing more from the belly? Perhaps you feel it's more at the back. Or perhaps you're breathing more from the chest, from the the upper part of the respiratory system. And if you are doing it more from the top half of the body, just see without forcing if you can breathe more from the belly and the lower back. And you can feel the breath under your hands. You can feel the lower back expanding against the floor. So just deepening the breath a bit. Seeing if you can breathe from the lower part, from the belly, rather than the chest. Slow but natural. Welcome to anybody who's joined us. Thanks for coming. Okay, and after the next out breath, we're going to come down. So just bend the knees and you can just roll onto one side. Just stay there for a moment. Noticing how the legs feel actually. Maybe the hips, maybe the pelvic region. And then just gently push yourself up and move over to your mat. We're going to start in a tabletop, so we're going to go backwards. Bending the knees, feet on the floor, hands on the floor. And then you can keep that slow breath that you were using, and as you breathe in, push into the hands, push into the feet, raise the hips up, not too high. And then as you breathe out, coming down. And again, breathe in. Go up, breathe out, come down. Adjust the feet, adjust the hands if you want. Breathe in, they don't have to be in one specific position. And one more time. And then I do want you to consciously adjust the position of the feet and the hands. So maybe separating the feet a bit further and try moving the hands facing in a different direction. So maybe facing forward this time. Try that, see how that feels. You can raise the hips up a bit more if you want. We don't need any big movements here. We're just moving the hips, moving the back. And then try the fingers pointing in another direction. And you can change the position of the feet again if you want to. Maybe closer to you or further away. See how that feels. For me, I've moved it closer to me and my heels are going up, and that's fine. And feel that weight in the hands, the arms actually as well. Light compression. One more. And then coming back down. Then we're going to move on to hands and knees, so we'll move it over. And we're going to do a cat-cow, but with the cow we're moving into child's pose. So keep that breath. So still working on the back. So as you breathe in, we're arching the spine, looking up. As you breathe out, we're curving, pushing into the hands and then going back onto the heels, stretching the arms. Breathe in, cat. Breathe out, cow. And then just continue in your own time to do that with the breath. Getting a bit of a flow. Stretching the arms out here when you're in the child's pose. So we're warming up the body here, which is something that is particularly good if you are experiencing or do experience pain or discomfort in the lower abdomen. And of course, what we're also doing here is we're moving the lower spine. So we are exercising the muscles and the joints. Just one more. And then we're going to go to the center. So what we're going to do to begin with is bring the right foot between the hands. So basically we're going to do the same flow twice. The first time we do it, it's going to be on the floor in a kneeling version. And the second time we do it, it's your choice. You can either choose to do it standing with me, or you can stay on the floor. Depends on your energy levels. See how you feel. So everything that we're doing today is not relaxing as such, but it's quite light. Okay, so what we're going to start with here. No, I think I'm better off doing it here, this way. So the right foot is between the hands, and then we're going to stretch up. We're going to bring the arms out to the sides, merhaba, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take that shin, we're going to swivel on that back knee, and then this front leg is in, as you can see, a warrior two position, but kneeling. Adjust the legs, adjust the feet, open up that hip, that right hip, keep that leg strong, and you should be feeling it hopefully on the inside thigh. So arms out to the sides, and as you would with a standing warrior two, you can drop down. Just be careful of that knee, make sure there's no pressure on the knee. It's approximately above the ankle. Breathe in. Breathe out. Drop a little bit more. Breathe in, put the left hand on the left hip, turn the right hand over, and then come up and a bit of a back bend into a kind of reverse warrior. And then as you breathe out next, the right elbow goes on the right knee, the left arm comes up, and stretch it over the head. You want to feel a stretch on the left side, and let's repeat that. Bring the left hand down to the hip, right arm goes up, palm up, not a massive back bend, but a reverse warrior type. And then coming down, bend the right elbow on the right knee. Continuing to look that direction, stretch that left arm, feel a stretch on the side. One more time. Left hand, left hip, right hand, palm up, back bend. Stretch on the right side here. Elbow goes down on the knee, left arm goes up, and then go as far. You can rotate the shoulder a bit here as well, as long as you're feeling a stretch on the left side. Then come back up to our kneeling warrior two, drop. Hands on either side of the foot, and then we're coming back, swiveling on that back foot, back to hands and knees. I'm just going to turn around so you can see, but we're staying on hands and knees, and this time the left foot between the hands. Same thing. Stretch up, arms out, swivel on that back knee. Spend a bit of time adjusting the legs so that there's no pain anywhere and you're feeling a stretch on the inside left thigh. Arms up if you boil them down like me, and then just drop, careful of the front knee, into a warrior. Breathe in, turn the left palm over, right hand to right hip, and then coming back. Stretch on the left side. And the next one coming down, left elbow on knee, right arm comes up, over the top, rotate the shoulder, stretch on the right. Breathe in, right hand to right hip, reverse warrior, and then the elbow goes down onto the front knee, still looking that way. Stretch that right arm over the head, stretch on the right side. One more time, right hand, right hip. Going backwards, a bit of a back bend, stretch on the left side, and then elbow down on the knee again. Keep looking that way. Arm comes up, forward, stretch on the right side. Then we're coming back to warrior two. Hands on either side of the front foot, turn that back knee round, and then back to hands and knees. So as I said, you can continue to do that, or we can do it as a standing version. So either way, let's do a down dog. So just a gentle down dog. We don't want anything too energetic here, especially if you do have your period and your energy is low. Pedal the feet. Strong hands, strong arms, keeping the shoulder blades towards each other, and then bringing the heels towards the floor to feel a stretch in the backs of the legs. Strong arms, strong legs. Okay, so if you want to do the floor version, go down to hands and knees now. I'm just going to move to the other side. Otherwise, for the standing, then you're going to bring the right foot between the hands and then move the back foot up into a standing warrior two. Adjust the feet. You might need to bring that knee out for that stretch on the inside thigh. Strong back leg, you should feel this in the back leg. And then bend. Drop into the front leg. Remember that knee should be approximately over the ankles so that there's no pressure. Adjust the foot if you need to. Okay, and then left hand, left hip. Turn the front hand over. And as you breathe out, come back, stretch on the side. Breathe in, elbows goes down. And then as you breathe out, side angle. Coming up, reverse, right arm goes up, stretch on the right side, and then right elbow, right knee, rotate the shoulder if you need to get a stretch there. Last one, left hand, left hip, keep the legs strong, and then the other way again, elbow on knee, stretching the left arm. Back to warrior two. Hands on either side of the foot, swivel that back foot, and then either come back to down dog or to hands and knees. Just stay here for a moment while I move to the other side. Okay, and this time the left foot goes between the hands. Whoop. The problem with doing it in your living room. Swivel on that back foot, come up, warrior two. Adjust the legs, adjust the feet. That back leg strong, nothing's hurting, nothing's feeling wrong. You want to feel a stretch, opening of this leg. Drop into warrior two, make sure the front knee is okay. Right hand, right hip. Turn the left palm over and back. And then coming down. Elbow on knee. Side stretch. On the next breath, we're coming up. Turn the palm over, keep the legs strong. And then we're coming down, elbow on knee again. Side stretch on the right. One more time. Right hand, right hip. Turn the front palm over, back bend. And the next breath, coming down. And then side stretch. Come up, warrior two. And then swivel on that back foot. Hands on either side of the front foot. Back into down dog. And everybody into hands and knees. And just move into child's pose. Whatever your form of child's pose is right now, arms by your sides or arms stretched out, this is just a relaxed rebound transition to the yin part of the class. So although this is a transition and a rebound, what we're doing here is we're giving a little bit of compression, so a bit of a massage to the belly, which is of course where you can get cramps, and stretching the lower back for anybody who experiences issues in their lower back. So we're doing a couple of things here actually in a gentle way. Just allow your breath to go back to normal. And again, bring your attention to anywhere that you particularly have issues with in the middle part of the body. So the belly, the lower back, the hips. If you get pain or tension or cramps or anything at all, bring your attention there. Notice your breath. Notice how that part of the body moves as you breathe. And then we're going to move into dragon. So back onto hands and knees again. Use blocks for this if you want to. That's absolutely fine. So we're going to start by bringing again the right foot between the hands. So as this is yin, we stay in the poses for a bit longer. Not as long as I usually would, but a couple of minutes for each. If your back knee is digging into the floor, just put something underneath it. Right foot between the hands. So we've got this compression again, this massage again in the abdominal region. And what I want you to do is spend a bit of time, keep the hand between, the foot between the hands today, because I want that compression in the belly. But I'd also like a opening in that back hip flexor. So adjust the foot. If you want more, separate the foot and the knee further. If it's too much, because we're going to be in it for about 2 minutes, then bring the foot a bit closer to you, or the knee a bit closer to the foot. Find that sweet balance between a stretch and opening in the hip flexors, but it's not too much. And we're going to stay here now for around 2 minutes.
So close your eyes. And as I said, if you want to put your hands on blocks, fine. And bring your attention to where you're feeling this the strongest. Are you feeling it in that back hip flexor? Are you feeling the stretch there? Are you maybe even feeling it further down into the front of the thigh, the quads? Or are you feeling it more in the front leg somewhere? Maybe the back or the side of the front leg, for example. Or a different part. Just close your eyes. Just notice where you're feeling it. Drop your head if you like, but that's up to you. And do bear in mind, if you haven't done Yin Yoga before, that we stay in these poses for a number of minutes. And we resolve to stay still, relatively still, and be passive. So we're not pushing in any way. We're not activating the muscles. We're actively relaxing the muscles. So just see if you can do that, perhaps by sending the breath there. And do pay attention to anything that doesn't feel right. We want this stimulation in a general area, so in the legs here, but we don't want it to be hurting at all. So if you're finding that, then come out of the pose. And we're all, in fact, going to move to another form of dragon. So I want to do a dragon with a twist. So basically, I'd like you to go to the right. So look to the right. You can either have your elbow on the knee, or if you want, you can move that right hand to the back leg, as long as that's not too active. Or you can just kind of rest on that front knee if you want as well. So we're just adding a bit of a twist here, which may also, just for a minute this one, change the stretch in this front leg to a different part. Perhaps the inside thigh, perhaps. See if you can relax the muscles. And you might be up on the fingertips here. I'm up on the fingertips on my left hand. You can put a block, as I said, underneath it as well. Close your eyes again. Last 20 seconds or so. Okay, and on the next out breath, then twist back to the center. Slowly bring that front foot back to hands and knees, and then we're going to go to the other side. So you stay where you are, I'm going to go to the other side to show you. Left foot between the hands, something underneath the back knee if you want to. And then again, spend a bit of time playing with the position of that front foot and that back knee, so that you have got a stretch in the front of the back leg. And it's okay to stay in for a couple of minutes. You're feeling the stretch, but it's not too much. Hands can be on the floor, on fingertips or blocks. Close your eyes again. Where do you feel this? Which leg? Is it the strongest? Which part of which leg? Notice if you're tensing anything here. And as you breathe out, Allow that part of the body to relax. Don't push, be receptive. So in a few moments we're going to do that twist again to the left side. So again, something else that we're doing here is we're twisting the abdominal and lower back region a bit and encouraging basically a fresh flow of blood to this region to help it in working more efficiently against pain, for example. Okay, so then let's go up, twisting to the left. So I'm putting my right hand for me on a higher medium edge of the block, and I'm twisting to the right. So we're also twisting the upper body here, but actually what we're going for is this twist to the middle, the abdomen, the lower back, these areas where we can have problems, pain, discomfort. And just 1 minute, close your eyes. See if you can be passive. And if you can't, then just try to adjust your pose a bit. Okay, so we're going to move out of this. So just move back, twist back to the front again. Hands on either side of the foot. And then very gently move into child's pose. Once more, the knees can be together or they can be separate. And for our final Shavasana, for the last couple of minutes, you can stay here in child's pose, or if you like, you can move so that you are lying on the floor. Your choice. And just resolve to relax just for the last couple of minutes. And I will ring the bell when it's time to come out.
And now just gently and slowly make your way back up to a seated position to join me here. Keeping your eyes closed if you can. And just sensing before you move on to the rest of your day, how you feel compared to how you did at the start. And when you're back to a seated position, bring the arms out to the sides. Coming up, palms together above the head, bend the elbows, bringing them down in front of the area of the heart. Take a deep breath in. And a big breath out. Namaste. Thanks for joining me. Remember that Yin Yoga Wednesday short class is for balancing your moods, and Thursday it's lots of different symptoms related to PMS for 75 minutes. You can check them both on my events section, and I hope to see you at one or both. Just one more thing while I've got you there, just wait 1 second. I am considering, and I'd really like to know people's point of view, I'm considering moving these Yin Yang sessions to an evening, to a Monday or Tuesday evening around 6, and making them slightly longer, making them 45 minutes. So could you please just add some things, write something in the comments below, just a sentence or so, letting me know if you think that's a good idea or not so good. And that's all, folks. Thanks. Bye.